I think one of the greatest gifts my dad ever gave me is that he just loved my mum my whole life. I just watched my hero love my mum, the person I looked up to the most. Like, just he was crazy about my mum. You know, he looked after her, he encouraged her. I just have all these memories of them laughing, loving each other, looking after each other. And when I did see them fight, I always got to watch them resolve.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the last Wednesday Father and Son podcast for October. We're 3 days from Candy Day. You believe that? You ready for that? You ready for Candy Day? Oh, you're muted. There you go. Sorry about that. Technical difficulty.
Yes, I'm ready for Candy Day.
Yeah?
That's my cheat day.
That's your cheat day?
That's my cheat day.
I mean, that's a good spot to identify, like, you know, cheat days.
Yeah. Me and two other friends are, it sounds silly, but it's really just a way for us to discipline ourselves this weekend, or this winter, and you just messing with my mic.
Sorry, I thought that was my side. Go ahead. You're good.
But it's, we're doing, people know it on like social media. We call it a winter arc. People call it a winter arc. We're just trying to better ourselves this winter before spring starts again.
Why arc, though? What's the deal with arc?
It I guess boosts everything, like your confidence, your looks.
Oh, okay. So like the physical, like, I guess.
The season of bettering yourself.
Got it. Okay.
And my mic is very sensitive right now because it is very loud in my headphones.
Oh, I can turn that down a little bit. How about that?
That's better.
Okay.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, yeah, it's almost like you want to call it the winter launching pad, like because the arc, it will go up and then come back down, which maybe like,
well, maybe it won't.
Maybe it shouldn't, you know.
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe whenever summer hits, we'll still be in it.
That would be good. So what we're talking about today, guys, is we're actually going to be talking about legacy.
Yes.
Right. And not legacy as in like the money that we leave behind or things like that. We're talking about more like the things that we want to leave behind as far as like our experiences, our connections, our impact, and that kind of thing. And I think today's conversation is going to be really, really interesting because we're going to get Ethan's point of view of this, being 19 years old, and then we'll get my point of view as well. And we're going to have a great conversation about what is meaningful and important in life. Before we get started, speaking of sweet things, I want to give a shout out to First Form. They just came out with brand new enhanced electrolytes. So yeah, Larry's lemonade has gotten even a little bit more salty, if you know what I mean. So, well, are you familiar with Element, like the electrolyte packets? Like we buy.
Yeah, I know those the electrolyte stuff. Like there's strawberry and there's lemonade. Right.
No, I was talking about the Element, like the hot cocoa ones that I have. Like they've got like 1,000 milligrams of sodium in it. Potassium, I believe.
Sodium.
Magnesium as well.
Magnesium.
Yeah. But it's got
your electrolytes.
It's got high levels of electrolytes in it. And the old electrolytes, the First Form used to make, there was only 250 milligrams of sodium in there. Well, now they're making these packets with 1,200.
Is that the thing I saw before we went to the gym? I was like, holy, that's a high number of sodium.
It is, but man, it gets you hydrated.
Yeah.
You know, first thing in the morning. So now I started, instead of like Larry's lemonade, where it's like strawberry lemonade, they make this salted lime now, which is delicious. I was nervous. I was like, this is not going to taste like my strawberry lemonade. But I tried it and I was very pleasantly surprised, and I really, really like it. So, you know, I do now the cool thing too is I used to get 500 milligrams of sodium and electrolytes and all that good stuff, but I'd have to use 2 packets. And now I can just use 1. And it's the same price as the old packets, and I can just use 1, and I'm literally getting more than double what I was before and just using 1 packet instead of 2. So I'm really excited about that. And speaking of sweet things, man, I'll tell you what, if you guys out there are really looking to hold on to muscle, which by the way, muscle is associated with a higher metabolic rate, which helps you burn body fat more effectively and efficiently in a resting state. In order to do that, we have to have muscle, right? You don't have to have gobs of muscles just bound up all over the place, but you do have to have, you know, metabolic enhancing tissue, aka muscle. So what we want to do is always, especially men, we want to prioritize protein. Protein needs to be in every single meal. And speaking of taste and Candy Day coming up, If you guys go check out any of their level 1 protein powders, they've got chocolate, they've got vanilla, they have, oh my gosh, how many different flavors do they have? They have peanut butter.
They have salted caramel.
They have salted caramel. Dude, they have so many. And
What's next?
they're all delicious.
Wait, do they have cookies and cream?
They have cookies and cream too.
Man,
really good.
What's next?
It's good. So guys,
Strawberry.
check out, do yourself a favor. If you've never ever bought, if you're a protein powder kind of guy and you've never bought level 1 protein powder, we'll have a link in the show notes for you guys to go check them out. Just go check them out. Also, if you are a BCAA kind of guy, like if you like branched chain amino acids, I did not know this. I was actually on one of our first forum group calls, like our educational calls where they educate us all about the products. I did not know this, but the majority of companies out there that make branched chain amino acids, and there's a lot of people out there that take these things, $5.6 billion is spent on a yearly basis for branched chain amino acids. Like that was kind of like more like my generation that took a lot of BCAAs, and now there's like all kinds of different things that enhance that. But like if you're a guy who's taking BCAAs, number one, you probably aren't getting all of your BCAAs. So like go look at the list of ingredients that are included in your BCAAs. There are 20 of them. 20. It's a full, complete profile of branched chain amino acids that First Form makes. The other cool thing about it is they also enhance their BCAAs with electrolytes and vitamin B6, which is awesome. Like, so they give you a little extra. They give you some electrolytes, they give you some vitamin B, and here's the coolest thing, all those flavors taste amazing. They taste good. So like most people like to sip them during their workout. If you've never taken a First Form product ever, but you take BCAAs, but you want a full, complete profile of BCAAs, the ones you're taking, because chances are you're probably only getting about 5 of them, maybe 9 of them, but you will get all of them with First Form BCAAs. So I'll have a link in the show notes for you guys for there too. If you've never tried First Form BCAAs, give this one a shot because it's a full spectrum of them and they taste great. So that's my shout out to First Form. You guys can find all the links in the show notes if you guys go to thedadedge.com/1394. So let's get to today's show. Let's get to why we're here. So when I say the word legacy to you, what comes to mind?
I guess like tradition and family history, I guess.
It's interesting because most people, when they think of legacy, they think of monetary things that they'll leave behind. Like the inheritance,
like
valuable things, that kind of
antiques or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pictures from way back when.
Yeah, it's like leaving the things behind that, but I think that there's other things that I think a lot of guys who listen to the show that they're more interested in leaving behind, not just money and not just things of value and possessions or family heirlooms or anything like that. It's really, I think, impact. So when I say, like, let's fast forward the tape 15 years from today. Like you're almost 35 years old. Let's just say.
Crazy.
Yeah, you got a couple kids, right? You're married, you got a couple kids. And when I say you want to leave an impact, what types of things come to mind?
Like for my kids, having a relationship with God.
Okay.
I want them to know that the only way to be saved is to have a relationship with God and believe in Him and all the things He's done for us.
So part of your legacy is you want to give the gift of faith. Yeah. You want to give the gift of a relationship with.
Yeah. But I don't want to be like a control freak.
Yeah.
Like, I do love religion, but then again, I think as long as you have a relationship with God, you're good. You don't need religion. Like, it's always a good way to learn more about God. Like, we're Catholic. We go to church. We hear about, like, whatever the priest says in his homily, what their readings are, anything. And they use it with real life stuff, what they experience too. I hear that all the time. It's great. But I always think that as long as you have a close relationship with God, you're good.
I think so too. Even Jesus said that religion kind of it confuses people.
It does. Like, Jesus was Jewish, but there's a bunch of different religions out there.
Well, not only that, but like you and I listen to, Pastor Paul.
Yeah.
I listen to him every day. I know you listen to him every now and again.
Yeah.
But I love that guy. And, the funny thing about it is now that I've been talking about Pastor Paul and sharing that we do Bible studies every day, I've had a few guys email me like, can you send me Pastor Paul's like YouTube like profile? So I think we're probably sending a lot of people over to Pastor Paul because he's so cool. Like he breaks down everything.
Well, he has a really good message.
He does. He's really engaging, and he really breaks down every chapter in the Bible, which is really odd. That's how I found him. But he even talks about, he's like, religion is more of a man-made thing, and anything man-made, we tend to mess it up a little bit.
Oh,
tend to make it overcomplicated.
Well, we are stereotypical hypocrites.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what people view as, like Catholics. Like we go to church twice a year. From what people have said.
See you at Easter.
See you at Christmas.
See you at Christmas. See you at Easter. Yeah.
Like the only time most Catholics, it sounds very hypocritical of me just saying that, because I am guilty of most of it as well.
Guilty.
A lot of people usually participate in like Lent or confession, and just two church services, mass, whatever you want to call it, only twice a year. So yeah, I mean, we're not great at it. And I've heard stories of just like how people can be very judgmental and controlling with everyone around them about their religion or their beliefs.
So part of your legacy is you want to help your kids formulate a relationship with God.
Yeah, I don't care what direction they go in with religion.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really don't. I want them to have a relationship with God. There was someone that has said this. It's this, I think he's a priest. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know a whole lot about him. All I know is that he preaches in this church. I'm assuming it's Catholic. And he has said, if you have to, lose everything, but never lose God. If you lose religion, don't lose God. You need to have a tight relationship with God, or else it's not going to impact you.
So that's obviously something really important.
Yeah.
To give to your kids. It's really important. Like just my reflection on that is, that's also really important for me to give to you guys. And
yeah.
I got to be honest. I haven't done the best job of it. I feel like I'm doing a way better job of it now, especially since you and I have been in Bible study together. But
yeah.
And we won't get into the story for the sake of your privacy and that kind of thing. But a few months back, before you and I started doing this Bible study, it was really revealed to me as far as like that's an important legacy item to me, is to help my kids formulate a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we were at a place and we were listening to somebody talk, and they said that, my dad was a great guy, but I had to find God on my own.
Yeah.
And that really hit me as a dad. Like, I mean, I felt like the room stood still when that man said that, and it hit me so hard. And I'll never forget you asking me, so what'd you think? And I think my response to you was, I have a lot of thoughts right now. I'm just trying to process through. And I think I was processing through mostly that.
Yeah.
And it was really revealed to me. It was a huge mirror in my face of, I haven't done a good job of this, and I need to be better at it. And
I feel like you did better than most people, though. Like, I remember being young, and me and you would go to church one-on-one.
yeah, we did. But I was a box checker going to church at that age.
That's true. It was more of a routine. It wasn't
routine.
like a relationship.
You feel obligated. It's like, but
well, at least you even took me to church. Most people don't even do that.
I did, but it's I think that there needs to be more behind it.
Oh,
you're I think part of the legacy of a dad, helping their young men or their young daughters, through a faith journey is, watching dad walk through his. And I think that that's really important. So I love that faith aspect. What about what else comes to mind as far as like legacy and impact that you want to have? And think about, family. Like, I know it's probably hard to even conceptualize right now, but yeah.
I got it.
What's up?
I know exactly what I want them to be impacted by. I want them to feel like they can come to me or my future wife, their mom, for anything. I want us to be a family that doesn't coexist. I know so many people that have parents, siblings, even like aunts, uncles, all that stuff, where they just coexist. And sometimes there will be drama. And I'm just like, this is not how I want to raise my kids as. I don't want them to coexist. I don't want them to just be here. I want them to live in the moment with the family. That's why so many people love hanging out here, as well as all the great things we have in this house.
Well, I like to think that your friends, I mean, so mom and I love that, by the way. Like, so I think what you're talking about is I always want to be the go-to. I always want to be a safe haven. I always want to be, I don't want to say the parachute because that implies that we need to save our kids, but I think they're like, hey, like I can go to the dugout and I know that you're there. Like I'm out here living my life on the field, but I can go back to the dugout and ask for help, powwow, whatever it is, and I feel safe doing that. It's interesting that you talk about one of the things that has always been super important to me and mom is as it pertains to legacy, the things that we want you guys to experience growing up is we've always said we want to be the house.
Yeah.
We want to be the house, which is why we have decorated the house the way we have. This is why we have the basement, for you guys the way we do. This is why we have the outdoor patio the way we do, because we want it to be very enticing for you guys to gather here. Because we'd rather, have all the teenagers here on homecoming, which we will again for the 5th year in a row.
Yep.
Versus you guys out somewhere else. We always want people to feel comfortable, safe, and this is a place where you guys can just be yourselves and have your friends feel the same.
Yeah.
So that's really important. I love that. What about legacy as it relates to your wife, like your future wife?
Oh man, I don't really know. I guess.
Yeah. That's okay if you don't, but what comes to mind?
I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Oh, don't.
That is so wrong. Don't even think. No. Go ahead.
I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna just say this, and you can tell me if that's something related to what you hoping to hear, I guess, or related to what we're even talking about. The legacy I want to lead with, I guess, my future wife, whoever that might be, is, I don't know, knowing I'll never beat them or like treat them so horribly.
I think that's a given. I don't think you'd ever hit your wife. I cannot even.
Well, I don't know.
But I love that answer because it's like a 19-year-old's answer. It's like, man, like, I really don't know all the ins and outs of marriage and the dynamics and all that. Can I leave you with maybe, and by the way, I never on this podcast ever want you to be like, I need to say what I think he needs to hear. I just want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I was just saying something. I was like, I don't even know what I'm talking about, but what I mostly was looking for is like something that I don't want to say you can approve of, but something that's more related to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Can
you give me an example or something?
Yeah. Can I actually let you listen to something?
Sure.
Okay. So I think this will probably help out. I'm going to pull up my Instagram here real quick. Okay. So this reel I found, this was, I was on Instagram and I just stopped scrolling. And I was like, I want to listen to what this guy has to say. So this was a interview on a podcast, and this guy, his name is Lewis, I think. And the title of it said, "The best gift my dad ever gave to me." You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn.
Actually, I don't want to hear it anymore.
Okay. How about now?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to turn it way up so that everybody can hear it. You ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
I think one of the greatest gifts my dad ever gave me is that he just loved my mom my whole life. I just watched my hero love my mom, the person I looked up to the most. Like, just, he was crazy about my mom. He looked after her, he encouraged her. I just have all these memories of them laughing, loving each other, looking after each other. And when I did see them fight, I always got to watch them resolve. So I learned this process of loving someone isn't perfect, but there is a process of resolution. I think one of the
What'd you think of that?
Well, it was my answer or my response was it was pretty close to that.
It was.
It was more, I guess, what I was really looking for was pretty much exactly what he said. And that is what you are doing.
I learned that from my grandpa.
Yeah.
I got to watch, you know, God bless, dude. I have so many faults and I have so many things that I've done wrong and will continue to do and will continue to make mistakes.
When is there not a day that goes by when we all make mistakes?
Very true. Very true. But there's one thing that I feel like I can really hang my hat on, and that's loving your mom pretty well. And that wasn't always so, but I would say in the last 10 years, ever since I've been doing this, it's really changed and come around. But the greatest gift my grandfather ever gave me was exactly what that man said. Was I didn't have a dad, but I had this amazing grandfather who I got to watch love my grandmother extremely well, even in like their 70s, like how affectionate he was, how much he loved her. I saw them fight. I saw them argue. Some of they yell at each other, but they always came back and hugged and kissed and forgave. And I was just like, it was, I know this sounds really weird, but like I remember as a kid feeling proud of them, not proud of them from like a parental standpoint or like I was above them, but like I was proud to be a part of that family because of the way that they loved each other. Like seeing that, like I'd go to church with my grandma and grandpa, and like how like when we leave church and when, the priests, like we banter with them, they give us a hug, like, like we know them, like that's the way the priests were with my grandma and grandpa. And the priest would always be like, how's your grandma and grandpa? Like they were just a very memorable couple and you could feel the love around them. But I honestly think, man, that's one of the greatest gifts that we can give our kids. And that legacy is, and here's the cool thing. I have no doubt, not a doubt, that's what your kids will experience with you. They're going to be like, my dad just loves my mom so well. Like, and I could just see you doing that.
Well, you didn't even have voice crack.
I did.
Shut up. I don't know why that still happens.
You just have to be very deliberate with your voice.
Like this. My voice still kind of cracked and I did that.
We should do the rest of the podcast like this.
I agree.
I agree too. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, cut you off.
I remember you saying, I don't remember where you said it or when exactly you said it. And I know you said it multiple times. You said your goal is to make your kids grossed out by kissing them instead of scared by them, by hitting them or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I think a shot to the back of the head with a good slap upside the head is always, I'm kidding.
Writing that down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that to my future. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said you'd rather your goal is to mostly try and gross out your kids with the affection than to see them scared with the violence or anything.
Yeah, I think it's better to be. So I think this might be a good analogy. I'd rather be the warrior in the garden with my family. So it's like, yes, dad has a side, right, that we don't really want to see it. And maybe that side comes out when he's protecting his family or protecting his kids or something like that. And dad can probably get a little mad at us too, but at the end of the day, dad is the warrior in the garden.
The stallion amongst the donkeys.
Right. Not the gardener in the war. You know what I mean? So like, that is the dad I want to be, the dad who is the protector, the dad who is the leader. But there's also compassion that comes with that, right? I mean, like in order to be a warrior in the garden, you have to give those plants a lot of TLC to grow. You can't be like yelling at them and beating them down, that kind of thing. And I think your family is the same way. As we wrap this one up, because I want to talk about, so we've talked about impact for your kids, for your wife. You're going into a job. You're going to have an impact on your community.
Yeah.
You're going to have an impact that you will never even know what the extent of is. So I want you to think about this for a second. Let's just say you're on a fire call and you pull some guy out of some horrific accident You save that guy's life. You're one of the people that's there on the scene. You save that guy's life. That guy is living today because of you. You'll probably never see him again. You'll probably never meet his kids.
Actually, can I say something about that real quick?
In a second.
Okay,
let me really map this out.
Yeah.
You'll probably never see his kids. You'll never meet his wife. You'll never meet the people that might work for him if he's a business owner, that might be unemployed if he dies. Or you'll never know like his coworkers that he impacts or maybe clients that he works with. You'll never know like if he was active at his church or within his community. But the ripple effect that you're going to have on somebody's life is going to be absolutely unbelievable, and all the people that are in it. So because of you, perhaps a dad had 25 more years that he wouldn't have had. And otherwise the kids would have not known him had you not been there. But yeah, what did you want to say?
Well, I love what you just said, but I have heard stories where a lot of first responders will save lives and they still get postcards from like Christmas from them.
Yeah, of course. But they'll definitely,
they'll probably say thank you every now and then, but who knows how often that happens.
Well, it's but think about that for a second. You might be at work someday and a man gets to come home because of you.
That's a pretty big impact.
That's a massive impact. I mean, think about the day that a kid, that dad doesn't come home. The dad was killed. And think about, even your little brothers, or when you were at the age of 10, 12, 13 years old, and you just got news that your dad died and he's no longer in your life. Like, what does that impact look like versus like dad just got to come home today and have more years with you?
It's scary, but it's also a very, I guess, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That gets to happen. But it's also a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure, but but you're going to do great with it.
I'm going to do the best I possibly can.
I know you will. But man, I love this conversation around legacy. This was good today. And we're going to make this one a little bit shorter today because we want people to get on to their Halloween celebrations this week. So
be safe out there.
Be safe out there. Yeah, guys, be safe out there. Don't eat too much candy. Be safe for yourself. Make sure those kids are safe. Hey, by the way, also make sure, go check out our show notes today. We're going to have everything that we talked about today, along with, if you guys take BCAAs, we're going to have a link in the show notes for you guys. Check out First Form. If you've never bought anything for First Form and you're like a lover of the branched chain amino acids, check out their branched chain amino acids. They're really, really good. You get a full spectrum. Also check out all the level 1 flavors. I'll have that link in the show notes for you as well. But guys, First Form, they treat their customers so well. Chances are, if you order anything from them, you'll get a handwritten thank you note in the mail. It blows my mind every time I get one. It's still to this day, 16 years, I never not get a thank you note.
That's awesome.
I know.
Handwritten, or is it?
It's always handwritten.
Really?
If you've ever been to First Form HQ,
I have been.
They have an entire table of people writing thank you notes as shipments go out.
No way.
Not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's like their job, is like customer fulfillment and so there's that. But also, guys, like if you spend over $100, they're going to give you free shipping. And if you spend over $200-$300, they're going to add in a few other goodies like a mystery shirt, some energy drinks, all kinds of good stuff, as long as you use the codes that are in our show notes. So make sure you use the Dad Edge code when you do this. Otherwise, you might not get those perks. So guys, head on over to thedadedge.com/1394 for this show. Thank you guys so much for your support. Ethan, thanks for joining me. This was awesome.
Of course. I always love doing this.
Me too. I love talking about legacy. Love talking about family. And I just love doing this show with you because I get to see this young man that you're becoming and the young man that you already are, which I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that. I get all the thanks to you.
I doubt that. You do much better than me, so...
Well, that's because of you.
Don't do this. That's how I raise them. No, I'm kidding. But that's right. Like I said, guys, thedadedge.com/1394. We'll see you on Friday for our Halloween show. Take care.